or something, 1906, an original, the Cleveland Indians. And what do? They changed the name from Indians. What's wrong with the word Indian? You know who is upset about it? The Indians are upset about it. They're upset about Redskins, too. So Redskins, I guess you'd say, it was a little bit.
No, I don't know about that. I think like Indians, sure, maybe. There's multitudes. The indigenous communities have different opinions on this designation.
Now,
but definitely not that last one, dude.
Is. What are they to Commanders or something? Is it Commanders? That's not a good name.
Not that it matters. This is an irrelevant fucking distraction.
Wait a minute. No, not you. You.
Mr. President, Kamala Harris, as you know, is not running for governor of California.
I'll say this much. I've heard a lot of Native Americans refer to themselves as Indians. I've never heard them refer to themselves as Redskins.
Do an interview.
I've never. That's a slur. That's just straight up. That's just insane.
I had two of them.
A lot of black people, they want to be called colored. A lot of black people. And the other word I won't say, but they like it. They like the slur.
Nobody knew her last name, Harris. They said, we're going to get Vice President Harris. Everyone said, who the hell is Harris? They only knew her by the first name. But no, I thought she was a terrible candidate. Look, don't forget, she didn't really get the nomination. I mean, that whole nomination was strange. She was the first one out. She took a good amount of points with her when she announced, but nobody knew her. Once they got to know her,
the term Redskins is so wild that even when you say white skins, it sounds off.
She was like in second.
Okay,
or third place.
That's how wild of a term it is.
I don't know. I mean,
usually when you say something, when you reverse it and like put white on it. It's not supposed to be like, oh, that's a weird thing you just said. But white skins even fucking sounds insane. It's like very visceral.
I find everything in politics interesting. I sort of enjoy politics.
It's just crazy.
She wasn't a skilled person. You have skilled politicians, really skilled politicians, and then you have some that aren't. And she was put in a very tough position, I think. She did have a 6-week honeymoon. They told me, the pros said, you know what, she's going to have a 6-week. And she did. She was like untouchable in terms of everybody thought great. But she didn't do any interviews or anything, which was strange. Not even friendly interviews with friendly reporters like her right there, really friendly reporter. And you know what happened? People said, what's wrong with her? Why isn't she doing? She made a mistake. She should have done interviews. She didn't run a great campaign, but we beat Biden, and then we had to beat. Nobody's beaten two. I had to beat two. That's like Dana White. The great Dana White has a fight, and he has a fighter that's getting the hell knocked out of him. They say, well, let's take him out and put somebody else in. Didn't seem fair to me at the time, but where are we? We're in the White House. So, I mean, so it worked out.
If I may, sir, a very serious question here.
By your logic, redneck is a slur. It literally used to be, but I don't think you know the actual etymology of it.
Russia? I think it's disgusting what they're doing.
But redneck in and of itself is about a specific subsect of white working class people.
But I think what Russia's doing is very sad. A lot of Russians are dying. You have a lot of Russians. More Russians are dying, but Russians are dying. Ukrainians are dying.
Classist, pejorative.
The United States isn't really involved in that war. It shouldn't be. And by the way, I made a deal with NATO where NATO pays us for everything that we send. We send them ammunition, missiles, etc. And we're not paying anything for that war. But I will tell you this: it should be stopped. It's a disgrace. And the ones that are dying they're losing 7,000 now. It was 5,000. They're losing now 7,000 soldiers a week, Ukrainian soldiers and Russian soldiers. And they're also losing people now in the towns and cities because Putin's hitting them with rockets. No, I think it's disgraceful. Yeah, we have about 8 days. Yeah, we're going to put sanctions. I don't know that sanctions bother him. They know about sanctions. I know better than anybody.
Why is there, bro? He looks like he's asking that same question to himself right now. Triple K is there because he's Triple K.
Europe is extremely upset. But this is a war that should have never happened. This is a war that wouldn't have happened if I were president. And this is Biden's war. This was a stupid war to get into. Should have never gotten into this war.
Biden's war.
Yeah, going to Israel, and then he's going to Russia, believe it or not.
Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene has said that what is occurring there is a genocide. Do you agree?
Oh, it's terrible what's occurring there, yeah. It's a terrible thing. People are very hungry. You know, the United States gave $60 million for food, and it's a shame because nobody, you know, I don't see the results of it. And we gave it to people that, in theory, are watching over it fairly closely. We wanted Israel to watch over it. Part of the problem is Hamas is taking the money and they're taking the food. But we gave $60 million a couple of weeks ago. Nobody said anything about it. Nobody said thank you. But I didn't need the thank you. I just wanted the people to get fed. And we're helping out financially with that situation. It's a terrible situation. So just to conclude, I want to thank everybody for being here. I want to thank you for being here. This is a great group of people, and it's a good feeling. You know, when we first came to office, this country was really in trouble, and now we're rich as hell, and we're doing amazing things, and we really are. We're the hottest country in the world, and I like that. Thank you very much, everybody.
Why the fuck
Thank
is
you.
Triple H there? It's over. It's over, dude. It's over. Wait, did he not deny that Israel was doing a genocide? Is that what happened? He was invited to be present for Trump's executive order bringing back the presidential fitness test in schools. Oh, I didn't notice that. He didn't say no. I mean,
this country was really in. Thank you. I just wanted the people anything about it. Nobody would Israel to watch over people that in the United States can occur.
What is occurring there is a genocide. Do you agree?
Oh, it's terrible what's occurring there. Yeah.
oh, he didn't go. It's not a genocide, dude. What the fuck, dude? If Trump says it's a genocide before Bernie, I'm losing it. I'm losing my mind. Okay.
It's a terrible thing. People are very hungry. You know, the United States gave $60 million for food, and
he's just brandonizing. He's brandonizing. The $60 million for food is for GHF. It literally wasn't for food.
Shame because nobody, you know, I don't see the results of it, and we gave it to people that, in theory, are watching over it fairly closely. We wanted Israel to watch over it. Part of the problem is Hamas is taking the money and they're taking the food.
Oh my God! Shut the fuck up, dude. Isn't that crazy that these guys all seemingly have the same exact opinion, regardless of whatever part of the political spectrum that they're on? It's always, but Hamas, from liberals all the way down to some of the most far-right reactionaries. Everybody always goes, but Hamas, what can you do? Hamas, Hamas, Hamas. Do you guys actually fucking hate Trump then? Like, I don't understand. I guess it's more honest to say you love Trump. You love what Trump is doing in Israel and Gaza. You know? Are you familiar with Boston Consulting Group and their role in designing the GHF sites? Yes, I am. They've also tried to walk back their involvement. A lot of people very quickly tried to walk back their involvement with the Gaza Holocaust Foundation aid scheme that they had designed. So you gave people to Gaza literally $60 million. Come on, how do people believe this? No, he's lying. It's $60 million that they funded with the GHF, the Gaza Humanitarian Foundation, which has been this aid delivery scheme that they created to at least have some kind of plausible deniability that, like, Israel was not denying aid, but because they are so fucking bloodthirsty, they just kept killing people every single day. To this day, Israeli soldiers alongside American mercenaries are shooting at Palestinian children that are trying to desperately get aid. There is literally a Green Beret that came back, Tony Aguilar, that came back, who believed all of the nonsense about, like, Hamas is evil and blah, 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 who went out there, who served alongside the IDF as a fucking mercenary and was shocked. Like, a Green Beret that is a mercenary was shocked at how depraved Israel's actions are. He's fucking pro-Israel. He was pro-Israel. Like, think about that. Why isn't that the headlines? I wonder why. I wonder why the only places that he's gotten interviewed is like Democracy Now! Or Senator Chris Van Hollen or people like that. I mean, he has gotten some interviews in mainstream media. But it's shocking levels of depravity that you only read about in history books. He had the Tucker interview today. Okay, we'll look at that later. Yeah, also, it's not even 60 million. It's 30 million. I've been saying this as well. Shouts out to Humeira for correcting this. Trump said on Monday that the U.S. has dispensed 60 million for Gaza humanitarian aid. The State Department, however, has not announced any funds beyond the 30 million. U.S. officials believe Trump was likely conflating the U.S. and Israeli funds. Yes. Most likely it was a half and half initiative because it's Israel and America both funding it. And Trump is such a fucking baboon that he just said, oh, it's 60 million. We're giving 60 million because he's conflating what is most likely the Israeli figure as well. I already covered the Chris Van Hollen clip yesterday. Chatters, you don't have to spam that link. Anyway, getting back to people being like, people talking back and forth amongst themselves about like who's supporting what and who's not going hard enough on their support for Palestinians. There's obviously a conversation that took place between Mehdi Hassan and Jeremy Ben Ami, who is the president of J Street, Democrats, about how Democrats should evolve on U.S. policy towards Israel, condition or cut off weapons, even Iron Dome. Should Dems use the term genocide if it turns off allies? We'll get to that in a second. As Steve Witkoff arrives in Israel again.
He'll also want to tackle the deepening humanitarian crisis. And an American doctor working in Gaza has urged Mr.
What? What is this? All you have to say is classic redirect. The terrorists are the ones taking the money and the food and killing off the Palestinians. Yeah, exactly. They are. The terrorist state of Israel and the ISIS affiliates that the terrorist state of Israel has armed to the fucking teeth. The Popular Forces, as they call themselves, led by illiterate ISIS affiliate drug trafficker Yasser Abu Shabab. Those are the guys who actually loot the fucking aid before it gets to the point of delivery. That's when Israel even allows the aid to get to the point of delivery. But I don't know if that's what you're talking about. But that is what's the reality, okay? That is what's going on, actually. But don't worry. 6 months later, you'll arrive at that fucking conclusion, too, when you go, oh, how could this have happened? Oh, I am, lol. I'm being sarcastic. Okay.
Mr. Witkoff to come and see the situation for himself. And a warning, this report from Sky's Sally Lockwood contains images of those injured in the violence and also malnourished children.
These are scenes it's hoped Trump's envoy reports back to Washington. A hospital in Nusrat.
No, Yasser Abu Shabab is not a New York Crimes article writer. He's a Wall Street Journal article writer. He's an article head. Even though he's fucking illiterate, literally dropped out of second grade. Why are you so triggered today? Toothpaste still? No, man, I'm fucking triggered by stupidity. Like, dude, you want to know why I'm still so mad? One, because of what's in front of me, okay? What I've covered for the past 22 months, every single fucking day. That's number one. Number two, even as people come to the recognition that we have been at, okay? Even though people are coming to that recognition slowly, far too slow, their expectation is like that we take them seriously when they turn around and say, oh, well, it's your fault that it took me this long to realize that Palestinians are human beings and they're being starved to death. It's fucking insane. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I welcome you with open arms. I'm so sorry that I made you feel weird. I made you feel weird when you kept defending Israel. I'm so sorry that you had to do genocide denial because your feelings were hurt or because you were scared about the language that I was using. Oh, no, you were a Holocaust denier? Oh, man. How is this any different than people being like, I got bullied into being a Nazi? The woke side got too woke, and then I became a Hitler-heiling Nazi. Okay, fuck you.
In central Gaza, receiving casualties, reportedly killed and injured, trying to get food from an aid site run by the Gaza Humanitarian Foundation. This father crying over the body of his eldest son. He had a master's degree in political science and international relations, he says. And he died looking like a corpse, crawling to find flour. And this is a story we are seeing every day. People dying trying to get food. People dying because they haven't had any for too long.
I only went to this aid point because my children were starting to look for food on the ground in the street. I've lost 25 kilos. Until now, there's nothing. I have to collect whatever grains and chickpeas I find thrown on the ground. I grind them and eat them.
We're receiving reports like this every day of people dying at aid sites in Gaza. Aid sites backed by America and Israel. Donald Trump's envoy Steve Witkoff is back in Israel for the first time in 3 months, meeting Benjamin Netanyahu, and Israeli media is reporting he may pay a visit to an aid site in Gaza while he's here. It's little coincidence Steve Witkoff is here now. A small but vocal contingent of Donald Trump's base is growing increasingly angry over Gaza. It's felt America, Israel's closest ally, is the only country with the power to pressure Netanyahu to change course. And in an unprecedented move, Arab nations are calling on Hamas to lay down their weapons and surrender control of Gaza.
This is why it's annoying when the Arab League comes out and is like, the Arab League comes out and as the cowardly allies of Israel and America that they are, and go, hey, after an unprecedented amount of violence, after this live stream Holocaust that has unfolded against all Palestinians, the death toll probably in the hundreds of thousands at this point, we still don't know. What you should do is surrender your arms and make it easier for Israel to kill you, kill the rest of you. Like, what are we talking about? It's ridiculous. It's also ridiculous when this conversation takes place for Ukraine. And I'm consistent on this position. One of Russia's major points that they've pushed for with Donald Trump was Ukraine to demilitarize. That is completely unacceptable. That is completely ridiculous. And I said it as such. People think, oh, Hassan, you're so pro-Russia, you're so pro-Russia. What the fuck do you mean I'm pro-Russia? It's ridiculous. It is insane. You have no sovereignty without arms. So now you got the Arab League saying this, and people don't understand that the Arab League plays this formative role here. They plays the role of America's interest. They are expressing America's desires and Israel's desires here. But of course, people who are not super tuned in to what is going on, that are trying to contend with what's happening here, will go, oh, well,